Welcome back to another vlog. I've literally just decided to record this vlog because I was planning out my next week and what I was doing, and I thought I've got to bring you guys along because I'm going to be finishing a book. I have every intention of typing the end by the end of May and typing the end in this vlog. And I'm very, very close to doing that. And as I was sitting down planning that and how I was going to achieve that and make sure it actually happened, I'm feeling a little bit heavy with that realisation that this book is going to be finished. Unless I'm about to jinx myself. So far, it's been the easiest one I've ever written. I don't think I'm being dramatic when I say that. But thinking about finishing it feels quite emotional. And I don't know why. For people that are new here, hi, I'm Marie, I'm a writer, and I write steamy small town romances. And this book that I'm writing now is technically the first full book in a new series, in my 4th series. And it will be my 20th published book. I do have some short stories and things like that I'm not counting in that amount from start to finish. You can read through every single one of my books and be linked and read them all through in order, even though they're like standalones. They're very interconnected. And so this one would be typing the end of the 20th book I'm going to publish, and it feels a lot. I didn't really give myself time to plan this, so I'm feeling a little bit dazed because I just thought, I've got to film this, got to bring you along. And so I'm feeling a little bit dazed and like, oh my god, it's actually going to be typing the end. And I've really enjoyed this story and it has been flowing very easily. And I am in sight of the finish line. And it is very realistic that I get it done by the end of May and probably even sooner. So you're going to come along with me. We are going to spend some time writing together and we're going to get this done, whether it makes me cry or not. I don't know why it's going to make me cry. This isn't an overly emotional book. There's definitely some heart-tugging moments right now where I'm in that not communicating properly stage and things are hurting when they shouldn't be hurting. Anyway, the book that I am writing and that I'll be finishing writing in this vlog is a arranged marriage, forced proximity. I haven't done an arranged marriage book before and I am loving it. I have got my scene cards that I've been going through and look at all these ones that I've done, and I've only got this amount left. I think it's 7 now. 7 chapters left, and I'm planning on writing 2,000 words every day. I mean, what's then been happening is that I've been finishing the chapters. I've been writing 2,000, then gone, oh, I'm so close to finishing the chapter, I'll just write another 1,000 words to finish the chapter. But I've got today and tomorrow as all the days where I will be writing. I've got another bank holiday weekend. Thank you very much, May, because that has been very beneficial to my writing schedule. I think it will more than likely get done quite soon. I think probably within the next week. So I'm going to stop waffling on. You're going to come with me and we're going to finish this book. Let's do it. Thursday. I've finished my writing session for the day and I've stuck to the theme of my writing so far this week, where I wanted to do 2,000 words and I actually wrote more and finished a chapter. So I have finished my writing today with a word count of 2,892 words, and that means now that on my scenes left to write and chapters left to write, I've only got 5. And we are heading into a bank holiday weekend, so I'm hoping that realistically I'm going to be done pretty soon if I keep up with this momentum. And I think a lot of these scenes I'm like, yeah, easy to write. There might be some scenes that I have to figure out, or there's something that's, I still have to figure that out. Basically, my main male character's dad is going to request something of him that's going to essentially try and like break this pair apart, and that's like his final straw and realization moment of actually no, we're not breaking up, and sort of spiral into the climax and having a happily ever after. But I've still got to sort of figure out what that actually is. That might be something that I just think about in the next couple of days, or might just be something that as I write the scene I figure it out as I go along. I think because I've recently done, like the last book that I was writing, I did a little experiment. I did it as discovery writing, and I think that's just given me a little bit more confidence to not necessarily feel like I have to know exactly what the scene is about before I start writing. A lot of the scenes I do, but I'm coming to the points where I'm like, okay, I can just figure that out as I'm writing, and I think that's giving me the confidence to do that and not sort of paralysing me as I stare at the page and be like, where do I start this? I'm like, well, I'll just start writing, and it's working. So that's great. So we are going to carry on the next few days doing some writing, hopefully getting 2,000 words minimum. But if I can carry on this like one chapter a day over the weekend, that's fine. It's going to be like tomorrow after my work, am I going to fancy writing a full chapter? Actually, tomorrow I'm going to have like a half day at work because I've got my eldest son's sports day to attend. My youngest son's sports day was this morning, so I had half a day today anyway, so I'm quite impressed that I managed to write a whole chapter, and I've been doing some edits on another book as well. And I've got an assembly, a feel proud assembly for my youngest son, where I get to see his work, and I don't know, I think they've got a song to sing. Gonna be cute. So I'm gonna be basically doing that in the afternoon, and then my 2 boys are actually gonna go to see cricket at Lord's Ground Cricket Club at Lord's. They're gonna go and see cricket at Lord's with their grandparents, so that is an amazing treat. My husband's also gonna be at Comic-Con, so it means that actually Friday I'm gonna be here on my own, so I can totally write. I'm gonna have half a day. I might be tired and a bit like, oh, but I've got nothing else to do. So I will be writing. You heard it here. I will bring you along for the next sort of writing sprints over the weekend. And I mean, there is, oh, hang on, let's not lose where I am. Just totally put it on the wrong thing. Yeah, I feel like there is the potential that I could completely finish this by the end of the bank holiday weekend. That would be cool. I'm feeling better today. I think yesterday, as I was talking to you, I was feeling very tired. I ended up being like completely zoned out yesterday and last night, and going and watching YouTube in bed, finished reading my book that I was reading, and just slept. And I think I slept very deep and woke up this morning feeling a lot better, a lot brighter, a lot more in flow. And it's not been necessarily like flowing great today, I think, because I had the morning off, the sports day. That definitely, when I come back to like sitting at my desk, I'm like, what am I meant to be doing? I just was like, no, put some lo-fi on, read, no, write, and just get it done. And that is what I've done. I've had some lunch now, and I will be working for the next hour, probably on some other bits and bobs. And yeah, that's just a little update from me. Feeling a little bit better. Not feeling 100% high vibe, but getting there. And fingers crossed I can carry on over this bank holiday weekend. Maybe get it done. Maybe that should just be my goal. Just get it done before the end of the week. Well, by Monday. Anyway, waffling on. I will see you for the next writing sprint. It's Friday. I'm not gonna lie, I was gonna completely fob off writing today. I've spent this morning working, this afternoon at sports day, and then an assembly for my other son, and rushing around getting them, they needed to go out, and I got home. It is like the hottest day of the year today, and we're on the 22nd of May. It's so hot actually that I have got flip-flop tan marks from being out at sports day for 2 hours in the sunshine. There were children throwing up because of the heat. It was a lot. I needed to just come home, decompress, have a cup of tea in the heat, but I just needed a cup of tea. I have chamomile tea, and just chilled out watching a YouTube video, having some snacks. It's now dinner time. I don't want to eat because I've had snacks. Anyway, I was going to completely fob off writing today. I was like, it just does not matter. Like, I'm ahead. I want to finish by the end of the month. I'm well on track. I'm going to finish early. And I thought, no, just have a break, see how you feel, no pressure. I'm going to write. I think I should be able to finish the chapter. I'm not going to put any pressure on it. I'm not going to be thinking about my 2,000 words daily goal that I've got. Normally in the last week I've been going over that every single day and getting the chapter done. Today I'm going to take a different tact. I am going to just write for 30 minutes. If I feel like writing again for another 30 minutes, I'll write again for another 30 minutes. I'm not going to worry about what word goal I hit, whether I finish the chapter or anything. I'm going to put some lo-fi on. I've got my fresh water and I've had my cup of tea, I've had my snacks. We are going to get into some writing and just see how long I can do. I will be picking my husband up from the train station at some point, and then I'll have to pick up my children and their grandparents from the train station at some point too. So that'll just be 3 trips in one day to the train station. Let's get to writing. This is going to be a good scene. I can't picture the scene. I've got this one snippet of what this scene is about, and I can't picture anything before it or after it. So let's figure that out. I had every intention of getting some more B-roll of me writing and finishing this book, but I didn't. I did partake in a few PJ writing sessions and I was not about to film that, and there were just some instances where I didn't really feel like filming, and I thought, that's fine, I've got loads of time to get some B-roll of me finishing this book. And well, then I did, because on a random Sunday towards the end of May, I was feeling exhausted. I had pushed through that exhaustion the following day and given myself permission to take a little break, but then ended up feeling a little bit energetically better and actually did write. And on that Sunday, the thought of writing could have made me cry. I felt so tired. We had a heat wave that hit the UK just starting, and I've officially admitted to myself that I prefer to be cold than hot. But give me spring and autumn any day over winter and summer. I don't like heat waves. Also, my son, he was sick as well, so we was dealing with that, and I just was exhausted. I don't know whether it was a mixture of those things. I don't know whether there was some sizzling burnout that I was experiencing, or perhaps it was just a case of that I just wasn't creatively there at that time that I was writing. Now, I'd wanted to finish writing the book by the end of May, and this was the weekend before, so I had a whole other week to write the book and finish the book, but I had 3 chapters left. 3. I knew that I could have got that finished over that bank holiday weekend, and I didn't, and I could not push through the exhaustion. I really contemplated it, but I just couldn't. So I gave myself complete permission to not write. Not this sneaky, oh, don't write and then you'll feel better and then you will write. No writing. Even to the point of, I think in the evening, like quite late, like at 10 o'clock, I was like, I could probably write now. And I was like, no, you are not. not going to do this. You've given yourself permission. Tomorrow's another day. And so I did write on that bank holiday Monday, and then ended up adding on a chapter. So I started with 3 chapters left to write, and then wrote a chapter, and still ended up with 3 chapters left to write. But then everything just went downhill from there. What with half term, the heat wave, I just didn't write. And I started to get a very sneaky suspicion that I was procrastinating, and that there was a reason for this procrastination. And I think it was all to do with the fact that I have got an upcoming release. I think that's like the cherry on top of my procrastinations, which is sometimes scary because you don't know how it's going to be received. You don't know whether it's going to do well, whether it's not going to do well, whether people will like it, whether they'll hate it, whether people just can be completely indifferent. But the main reason I think I was procrastinating was my little secret project I've shoehorned into my writing calendar, and that I'd very clearly set out for myself that as soon as I finished typing the end on this book, I was going to go on to my secret project. All the other books that I was going to write, that's all been bumped up for this secret project. And this secret project is a little bit scary. Like, it's really going to push my comfort zone. It is going to test my abilities. It is going to be hard and draining and a long process. And I think my little brain went into some survival mode, and I just couldn't find that writing time without dealing with that and trying to rationalise those fears. If I was kind to myself, I gave myself a little bit of time to just go, okay, that's fine, let's work through, try to rationalise some of these fears and thoughts that you've got going on. But then it was enough. It was time. It was the final weekend of May, and this book needed to get done. I was not about to let fear stop this. I had 3 chapters left. Fear was not going to conquer me. So I wrote 3 chapters in the space of 2 days, and that totaled 9,716 words. I typed the end on the 31st of May, and the total word count is 80,397 words. Yes, it's ironic that I managed to take 2 weeks to write 40,000 words in the April Rough Draft Challenge, and then it took me another 4 weeks to write another 40,000 words. But overall, despite that week of issues and procrastination and not getting a lot of words done, and I could have finished it a week earlier. Despite all of that, this was a really speedy book. This was a really easy book to write, and I don't know why that is. Like, I'm still trying to rack my brain as to why it felt so easy to write this book. Now, I did think this book was going to be a little bit more heavier on the word count. I was thinking it was going to be more like 85 to 90,000 words, so it might in edits get a few more thousand words to bump it up. But I'm really happy with this book. I really like this couple. I really like the trope. It was a brand new trope to me, marriage of convenience. It flowed, and it was a really nice book to write. And I managed to complete it in 6 weeks. Like, I haven't completed a book in 6 weeks for a very long time. And that was at a lower word count, I think more like 70,000 words. So I'm impressed with myself, and I pushed through some mental barriers to get here without sacrificing my mental health. Like, I put my mental health first and still got it achieved. And as I was typing out the epilogue, I was even getting some ideas for book 2, and I did slightly want to just jump straight into planning that book as those ideas were coming, but we've got the secret project to do. That book 2 will have to wait until this secret project is done. I'm not ready to give any details on the secret project yet, but you will be privy to them at some point in the future. But what is going to be coming next is releasing a book, editing a book, general author life, and I hope that you come and join me on that journey. If you've enjoyed this vlog, please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Happy reading!